So, you know you've been on quarantine too long when you've still got your oversized sweatshirt on and your leggings, but you put earrings and a scrunchie in, and your 7-year-old says, "Wow, you look fancy, where are you going?" Megan here. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about balance, emotions, stress, all the things that are going on inside my head. I recently broke down, and the last 4 days I've just cried. You know, just feeling like extremely overwhelmed. I felt like everything was going pretty good for being quarantined, and it just, I think, little by little have built up on top of each other, all the little stressors, and is really, really starting to weigh on me now that our state in California is starting to open up a little bit. It's still, you know, the unknown is still there, the stress of getting these kids through school, even though I only have a preschool and a first grader, having them do their work and not kill each other has been quite a bit of stress. So what I want to talk about today with you is fitness and exercise and the balance between challenging yourself and listening to your body. So I have been seeing some things out there about push yourself hard, reach to your goals. And then I've also been seeing things out there about, you know, it's okay to take rest and you have to listen to your body. And I sincerely believe in both of those. And one of the things that I feel like sometimes gets misconstrued when you post things on social media that are positive or trying to be motivating is some people can look at that and say, wow, you know, like this is really cool. This kind of makes me want to like get up and get moving, which I think is the intention of everyone who posts motivating things. Just speaking as someone who posts motivating things, that's my intention. You know, I just kind of want to share my story and connect with people out there and help people to grow and continue to better themselves. At the same time, I know that sometimes it can be taken as, well, look, they're doing this, this, and that, and they're doing fine, or they're doing great, and here I am doing nothing, feeling like garbage. You know, like I've been in that spot and I felt that way before, and so I just want to be there with you guys to let you know that it is okay. Whatever it is that you are going through, we all understand and feel it. Like whether you believe it or not, everybody is going through something. So I've got an entire page of notes because I just wrote down everything that I was thinking and feeling. And so I don't know if it's going to flow in the way that I want it to, but I felt like this was the best way to just write it down, get it out. And I know it made me feel much better, and I want to just kind of share my thoughts with you. So the first thing I wrote was feel feelings. So one of the things that sometimes people get misconstrued, I think, with positivity and motivation and things like that is, oh, you don't feel your feelings. You know, like that's just push them down and everything's rainbows and butterflies. And that's not how it is. For me, I like to feel my feelings and then release them. So feeling your feelings, but not to stay there, because I've been there before where I've stayed in that spot, and when you stay stagnant in that spot, you don't just stay there, you go deeper. It's like quicksand. You just find yourself, you know, underneath it all, and you can't figure out how to get out, and it takes a really, really long time to get yourself back out. So finding that moment of feeling your feelings, but knowing when to get out of it. And I'm not going to tell you how to do all these things. This is going to be something that you're going to have to go through yourself and experience and trial and error with. Don't go, because I'm not going to give you all the answers, but this is food for thought. this is so you can research into these things and talk to professionals and, you know, go to reputable websites and sources and find out more about the things that you need to be looking into for yourself. I like to remain positive when there is a bad situation. I don't like to necessarily dwell in it because it doesn't make me feel good, and there's nothing good that's going to come from that. Sometimes there are times where I just need to cry and feel overwhelmed and sad, but then I need to move on for myself and just remain positive and count my blessings and think, what am I grateful for? What am I thankful for? And what can I do to move forward from this situation? If it's like a tangible like problem that there might be a solution to fix, I don't want to just sit in, oh, it's a problem, oh, it's a problem. I want to like work towards a solution. It makes me feel much better, and then it usually gets the problem solved instead of just sitting there and worrying about it. I know this is much, much easier said than done. Pretty much all of these things will be much easier said than done, and it's taken years and years of practice and bringing myself closer to the Lord and bringing myself closer to myself to work on these things. But another thing that I wrote down was stress and pressures. So I know especially right now when we're all home, we are under extreme stress and pressures of all kinds. Social media is telling us how we should be. Society is telling us how we should be. Maybe family and friends are telling you how you should be. Or maybe you're like me and it's yourself who puts the most pressure on yourself. That's something that with my church group recently has been really I've been working on, and it's not how I see myself, not how any of these other things or people see me, but how does God see me? How did God create me? And it's really helped me to take some of the stressors and the pressure off of myself that I am putting on that does not need to be there at all. It's very irrational, and it's not something that you can just shake off and move on and get over it. It takes practice. You've got to sit down and work on it. I am going to hit this now from a more specific fitness and health and wellness standpoint. You're feeling those stressors to push harder, challenge yourself, work, you got this, push through. And I know that I do that when I try to motivate and push my my students and my followers or my friends or family or whoever, but you need to find that balance between pushing and challenging yourself and relaxing and listening to your body. One of the things that I know I have done personally is not been honest with myself. There are times when I'm like, man, I really just need to relax. But you know what? I'm just kind of being lazy. You need to do this over and over again, practice, and to get in tune with your mind and your body and be honest with yourself. Are you just being lazy? You want like an extra 15 minutes of sleep and you're like, I'm just gonna skip it. I know at least I'm not a morning person. I just want to sleep, and I could totally skip my workouts. That's why I schedule workouts even if nobody shows up. I got my clothes on and I'm gonna go work out. But that's something that gets me to go there. So find out what's gonna motivate you, check in with your body, be honest with yourself, because sometimes when you get the ball rolling and you get yourself motivated, then you're like, okay, I was just kind of unmotivated and feeling lazy and sorry for myself. I didn't really need the rest. So one of the things to do to kind of check in on that is like to take a walk or to do some dynamic stretches and just get your body moving. You do a couple walking lunges, jumping jacks, and if you start to feel energized, then you know, you just needed to get that ball rolling, and then there you are. On the other hand, if you're really feeling exhausted and that's like mentally, physically, emotionally stressing you out, then you know that that's not good for you. But try is kind of what I'm saying here. So now on the opposite end, some people are highly motivated, highly driven, working really hard, and that is fantastic, and that's a great place to be. So want to check in and make sure that you're not pushing feelings deep down or feelings aside, that you are checking in with yourself emotionally, physically, spiritually, and that you're not physically working yourself to the point of injury and overexertion and ultimately burnout, to where you can then get to that place. Remember that quicksand place where you feel those feelings, but then they're just overwhelming and you sink in? You need to face it step by step. It's like, okay, I'm a mom, and so when I don't do dishes and laundry regularly, it piles up and I feel super overwhelmed with everything. And sometimes I do that. and I have to dig myself back out of it. But I know that I kind of made that choice by not checking in and doing it when I was supposed to, like when I should have, and keeping up on it regularly. So that's my mom analogy for that. Some of the things I also think of like pushing yourself too hard is like the summer football practices where like, yeah, you know, I worked so hard I puked. Well, you don't want to do that to yourself. Like that's unhealthy. That's not what you are striving for. So now we're gonna shift to eating. So eating has been a big thing for me, and I know it's a lot of thing for people. I tend to eat to avoid when they're stressed. I feel like it gives you that instant pleasure, and so it's something that you can turn to like right then, and you're like, yes, like I feel good. So something that I used to do and really enjoy actually was eating until I was physically uncomfortable. Like I was so full that I couldn't move and I just wanted to take a nap. I felt like that was like a good feeling. And that is not a good feeling. That's something that you should look into, something that I'm looking into for myself to work beyond those issues when it comes to eating. The way that we view food sometimes is just so skewed. Good, bad, must have it, can't have it. And that's not the way that we should view food. And I know because I've been in that struggle my entire life and I'm still in it right now, is to see food as fuel, see food as energy, see food as something that is nourishing my body, as opposed to being something that is a punishment, or like I have to work out as a punishment for what I ate, or seeing food as a reward or something that I've earned. And I'm really trying hard to stop doing that with my kids, because it's very easy to be like, here, do this if you want a cookie, do this and then I'll give you a snack, you know, like that kind of thing. It's hard, but it's gonna, you know, take practice for all of us. So when it comes to food, just thinking about fueling your body and making healthy choices, and I even hesitate to use the word treat yourself, but so for example, we went to In-N-Out Burger the other day and I wanted a burger. And so I had a burger because I wanted it. I didn't have a burger because I felt like I earned it, or I was going to work it off, or I was, you know, cheating, or I needed it, like I craved it. I just wanted it. I definitely feel like that's me making more progress, and I'm really excited about that, and I still definitely have a long way to go, but you've got to start somewhere, right? So that's kind of brings me to my last point, which is practice. You need to practice taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, embracing the journey, trusting the journey, reevaluating and restarting as many times as you need to. I can't tell you how many times I have had to restart, reevaluate, and just found that things aren't working for me, and it's very frustrating, and I want something that works and I want something fast, and I just have to realize that we're all so different, that you can take what you see and hear from other people, but it's not ever going to be like a perfect fit. And it might take a very long time, unfortunately, to find those things for you, but you deserve to continue to work on that your entire life, to continue to improve yourself your entire life, and not just settle for this is how things are going to be, or this is how I'm going to feel, or this is how I'm going to look. You have the choice, and you've got to keep striving towards that. To a better life, to a better you, to just feel good, like you deserve it. We all deserve that. Although it might not fix everything and it's not a quick fix, I hope that you guys can, you know, meditate on this and chew on this and do some of your own deep digging and help to just benefit yourselves, your family, your friends, and everyone around you.